No, no. Now, let's now go on to the 8th question. How come monks and nuns eat meat when they refrain from killing, and by eating meat they take part in killing? The animal suffers before it is killed. Now, as for the monks and nuns, they're just like the Buddha. They follow the Buddha's teachings. When the Buddha says do this, they will do a certain thing. When the Buddha says, or when the Buddha prohibits certain things, they will refrain from these things. Now, about 40 years ago, when the 6th Synod, Buddhist Synod, was being prepared in Myanmar, a group of monks, of senior monks, went to India and Sri Lanka to help or to organize this synod, and the group was received by the Indian government, delegates of the Indian government, and one of the delegates, a Hindu Brahmin, said to one of the sayadaws in this Burmese group, "It would be good for you to refrain from eating meat and fish." And this sayadaw, in a nutshell, gave him the following answer: "I'm not a Hindu, I'm a son of the Buddha." And our Venerable Sayadaw would like to, or he goes along with this answer. So the Buddha has prohibited the eating of 10 kinds of meat, and they are, first of all, human flesh, then elephant flesh, then horse meat, and then dog meat, leopard meat, lion meat, tiger meat, then hyena meat, then the meat of a bear, and finally the snakes.
Matinga zia zili fiti ba. Any so the fire. I so the one that looked at the Duda side in only high. That's what they are sabon cheaper. Buddha lands in Hindu lands in Hong Kong.
Now, if one refrains from eating meat which one has seen, one has seen that it has been slaughtered for oneself, to be offered for oneself, or if one has heard it, or if one has doubt about the origin of this meat, then as long as one is free from these three kinds, it is permitted to eat meat. And this is the Buddha's path, and it's not the Hindu path.
Buddha Jansago, Lila Guru Chalinana, Hindu Yuwarari, Saudi Fabula, Javula one and Lazar, Eravia, the Kula, the Kulu. Taudashi Vishi on the Kanjava. The Trisani Atamakaya Mano, Atogu, Sierra. That about what Mamma. Now I don't let him, I don't lose it about it. The Puna had that's how you get Tamuma power in your body. Teacher just in the social period and a Caesar.
Oh, the question says, by eating meat, the monks and nuns take part in killing. Now, is this statement based on the texts, or is it based on Hindu philosophy, or is it based on general knowledge? If you can give proper evidence, then Sadhu will accept. Now, the last sentence in the question says, the animal suffers before being killed. Well, this is correct. Sadhu agrees with it. In fact, the animals are afraid of being killed. But as for the point that by eating meat, the monks and nuns take part in killing, Sadhu has no doubts. Now, an act of killing is only committed if one kills oneself, or if one urges others to kill, or if one praises killing, or if one consents to the act of killing. Only then can we speak of an act of killing.
Tattva Manatiya. Tadashi Tattva Vesara Tattva Manatiya. These illustrated Tattva Silanamisia. The only Judaya. Tiletia. Eddie in a nice piece of what. Tamu Yapa, Tamuma, Power. Eddie in a nice day, the church children. We have Umar. Tangwani and in the Bow 10 million. Bookman theory. There are Bookman dealer want to teach you less in another unit. Anything I did a good children, Tayami of the
Now, on top of what has been said, an act of killing is only fulfilled or committed if the following 5 factors, all 5 factors, are present. The first factor is it has to be a living being, starting or including insects. Then, secondly, one has to know that it is a living being. Thirdly, there needs to be a volition or intention to cause death, to bring about death, Chaitana. Number 4, one has to make the effort in killing. And number 5, the death of the living being takes place. Only if these 5 factors are fulfilled does one commit an act of killing. If one of the factors is not present, 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, then it's not counted as an act of, or then it doesn't qualify as an act of killing. For instance, when one is walking on a road or so, and by accident one steps on an insect, and one is not even aware of the insect being there, and there was no intention to kill, then this does not qualify as an act of killing. Now, if, for instance, a lay supporter cooks some meat and comes and presents and offers this meat, then first of all, it's not a living being anymore, and it has become soup, or some dish. Secondly, one does not know it. And one is not knowing it to be a living being. Thirdly, there's no intention whatsoever to cause death. And then fourthly, one is not involved actively, one is not making effort to cause death. And lastly, the death has already taken, or living being. 잠깐만 비디오. 나선 제가로. theta
ဒီလို
သိနေပြီ
ဒီပြဿနာဖြစ်သွားပြီလေတတ္တဝါဆိုတော့မိသားတော်မူလေပြဿနာအင်းဖြစ်သွားပြီပဲ
Yeah, Mama. So, and then one cannot speak of the last factor either.
ဒီကောင်ကြီးမဟုတ်ဘူးလေ
Death is taking place. It's not at that point. It's not some living being anymore. It's a dish or something, and so in this sense, none of the 5 factors that are necessary for an act of killing to be fulfilled is present.
ဘုရားလက်ထက်တော်ကာလကဟိန္ဒူအယူဝါဒပြင်းထန်တဲ့ရှင်ဒီဝဒဘုရားရဲ့ညီဝန်းပွဲပါပဲရဟန်းတော်တိုင်းတာငါရှောင်းရမယ်ဆိုတော့ရှောင်းမှုပြညာပြီးပါဆိုတော့ဘုရားတောင်းဆိုသက်တော်ရဲ့ပြင်ထားတယ်ဘာလို့လဲဆိုတော့မဖြစ်နိုင်ဘူးဒီတိခါဘုဒ္ဓဥပဒေတွေဆိုတာမျိုးကတော့လူတွေလိုက်နာနိုင်တော့တဲ့အခြေအနေရှိမှပြရတယ်။လိုက်နာနိုင်တော့တဲ့အခြေအနေရှိလို့ပြရတာ။ဟိုမှာရှိနေတဲ့ရည်စည်းကြောင်းကအထက်ပဲပြန်စည်းကြလို့ပြန်ပြီးတော့မကြည့်လို့မရဘူး။ကျိုးရှိတယ်။အဲ့ဒီခေတ်ကတာသံဃာသားတွေထုံးကားနေပြီ။ဒါပြညက်လိုက်လို့ရှိရင်ရတော့လည်းတိတ်ခက်သွားတယ်။အဲ့လိုများဆုံးခံစားရတာကိုဆုံးခံစားရတယ်ဆိုတော့ပဲရတဲ့လို့လုံးတယ်။ပဲရတာငါလုံးတယ်ဆိုတာခွဲခြားပြီးတော့ပဲသိလိုက်တယ်။အကနုဆိုတယ်ဆိုပုံသိတာပေါ့။ပြီးတော့ဆုံးခံသူတို့လောင်းတာပါလောင်းလောင်းပေါ့လေ။ဘုရားတာတဲ့အသားတွေကလွယ်တယ်။ဒီလိုဒါနဲ့ပဲရောရဲတင်းနေရတာပဲ။အဲ့ဒါနဲ့ပဲခန္ဓာကိုယ်ပြတ်တာအောင်ပေါ့လေစားပြီးတော့ဒီဒုက္ခဆင်းရဲလုံးရည်ကြီးတရားတွေအထုတ်ဖို့ဒါပဲရည်ကြီးရှိတယ်
Now, at the time of the Buddha, there was Devadatta, a cousin of the Buddha who was strongly influenced by Hindu belief. And he requested the Buddha that all monks and nuns should be vegetarians, should avoid the eating of meat and fish. And the Buddha, after serious reflection, refused this request, refused to make it one of the monastic rules. Why is this? Monastic rules or vows can only be formulated or promulgated if they can be kept by the monks and nuns, or by people in general. If a rule is absurd, then nobody can keep it. For example, you promulgate the rule: water should flow stream upward. Of course, this doesn't work. And at the time of the Buddha, if the Buddha had promulgated this rule not to eat meat, then the monks and nuns on alms round would have encountered tremendous difficulties, since the devotees would not know who among the monks and nuns is a meat eater and who is a vegetarian. And it would be especially difficult for visiting monks. Sorry. Yeah, sorry. I have to correct slightly. The monks who go on alms round, or who went on alms round, how could they know which household is providing a meat diet and which household is providing a vegetarian diet, and even worse for the visiting monks, they couldn't know. And so the monks are asked to be contented with whatever they receive, and their objective is to, with the food they receive, no matter what it is, whether it's a meat diet or a vegetarian diet, is to sustain the body and to realize the Dhamma, and that's all. Now, if, for instance, a visiting monk, before he goes on alms round, he would have to prepare a list, or if the Buddha would have promulgated this rule, then such a visiting monk, he would have to prepare a list of this house provides vegetarian diet, this house provides meat diet, and then when he goes on alms round and he happens to be a meat eater and some household provides vegetarian food, then he'd be in difficult spots, in a tight spot. When one goes on alms round, then one should accept whatever is being offered as long as it is proper. And the important point to make is that no craving, or while one is eating, no craving for food arises. So, in order to avoid or to be free from this craving for food, we have to contemplate while eating. Now, if we happen to eat vegetarian food and we develop a craving for it, then we're at fault. Now, whatever we eat, whether it's a vegetarian diet or a meat diet, we should be free from this rasa tanha, namely craving for taste. And what the Buddha had in mind was that we eat food which sustains us, or which sustains the body, so that we can practice and realize Nibbana.
You know, Tanga him for Mara, Chuha Masarashi, Taya Tamete, Yaga Kitan Hoku, Talo Galo, Atina, or Masale, Chuma Masarashi, and Taya Tamete. The idea of Nale, the Pave Sasa, Salavia Ayala, Taya Tamu Kimuya, yes, or Yala. City, Kaiti, Saiti, Sajanaka, Tereva, Tai, Nai, Matamapu, Yanonia, San, and Sagonesa, Pave Sasa, Pave Toto, Sajanaka is a DJ and Loa, Shuma Sava,
This craving for taste may arise if one is not mindful whether one is eating a meat diet or a vegetarian diet. In both cases, it may arise. Now, the general part of the Satipatthana Sutta states that whatever one is, or whenever one is eating and drinking, one should do so mindfully and with clear comprehension. And the Satipatthana Sutta does not specify any particular type of food that one should be eating. So what is important is to contemplate while one is eating.
Adina Boma, Yadatana, Nuke Suelano, Mayare, Tidore Tarakali, Fishibari, Torega, Yatiri, Yateya, the Kama, Yatiri, the Gidi, Pala, Ridi, the Jodality of the Jodali side, and the Tuja Yara, Kina. That's where I'm going. The degree I never died was I in a Tandari. Died people who died. The Pina Doria Yakago. The Mabina, the other than the Suela Mune. The child study never come and the Kalia, he was Surudano, Tangabo, Yatana, Tayatamu Shitadu, a Tina Boma, Tayatamu Kintain days, a few of the Duka and I'm trying to be Targa. Tanga Shama, Minyate, so that my whole Bushra, Sai and Savo, my Yatatana, King of Shumama, Sitamiate, so I don't, and I don't, so the way Patawu.
Now, the Venerable Sayadaw would like to give some evidence with regard to the arising of craving regarding vegetarian food. Once upon a time there was a hermit who lived in a forest, and he collected some fruits, and then he came across a child and then offered the fruits to that child. And the child was very much pleased with the fruits and got attached to the fruits. And later on, the child would refuse to accept anything else apart from these forest fruits, and the result was that the child died. Correct. And so when this goes to show that one can end up with suffering if one develops a craving for a particular type of food, be it meat diet, be it meat or a vegetarian diet. Now, what is really important to understand is that one's nobility does not depend only on eating vegetarian food. Nobility, true nobility, depends on the fact of being free from tanha while eating. Now, in the questions of Milinda, 8 kinds of people are mentioned. People who kill. There's killing out of extreme or excessive raga, lust, because one out of love one may kill. And then out of hatred, out of excessive dosa, one may kill. That's the second category. And then not seeing things clearly, one may kill out of delusion, moha. Furthermore, being conceited oneself, out of mana, one may kill. Then, in pursuit of lobha, of greed, one may kill. And then there's another category which is none of the above, and wanting to earn a living, one kills. And then the 7th category is killing out of foolishness, like children who may out of fun or out of or in a play may kill, or hunters. And finally there is killing out of, for instance, of the governor of a country when giving a penalty, as a form of penalty, may kill a being. And monks and nuns who eat meat and fish are clearly not included in this list of 8 persons who kill.
လူရန်တော်များအဲ့ဒီတတ်တဲ့ပုဂ္ဂိုလ်ရှိလို့ရပါလေစီးဝင်ကိုယ်လေးတတ်တယ်ဟုတ်ဘူးပြီးတော့တိတ်တွန်းလာလည်းမပါဘူးပြီးတော့တတ်ခိုင်းလည်းမပါဘူးအဲ့ဒီတတ်တာကိုသဘောတူလာလည်းမပါဘူးရှိမနာလည်းမပါဘူးပြီးတော့ဘာလဲတတ်ဖို့ရောက်တယ်လို့လာတော့အဲ့ဒါစစ်စစ်ကြည့်လို့အဲ့ဒီကတော့ဒီလောက်ဆိုတော့အဖြေတော်တော့ပါဘူး
Now, the monks and nuns are not included in the above list. And not only this, they do not urge to kill, they do not consent to the killing, and they do not praise the killing. And this much should be enough as an answer to this question. So, last question for this morning. I know people who heal themselves and others